The best way to actually create those futures that we want, that are consistent with the Constitution, is to build them. And that's going to happen in a combination of things that were funded by government, but increasingly are funded by the private sector, that are motivated to create new markets, and most importantly, create a future that's uplifting for us all. If we look at the issues about data equity involving AI, about how do we make sense of things from space, and how do we do so in a way that's preserving of privacy, we can't just turn to government and say, government's going to fix this. Because these technologies and these capabilities are now provided by the private sector. At the same time, the private sector oftentimes has to balance, how do I show value to my shareholders? How do I show return on investment? And now you're asking me to also think about the fate of nations, the fate of ethics, the fate of communities. And so I think there is a place for collections of entrepreneurs to say, look, we want to do both well as a company, but also do well for the world. And that ethos can be baked in early. And they can also be equipped with ways to get their message out, the way to get their community out, and actually say, yes, we're going to do well as a company, but fundamentally, if we don't think about the long term, if we don't think about the stability of not just the United States, but of civil societies around the world, we're going to undermine our own markets and our own value proposition. This is the challenge, because traditionally in the United States, we've had a very clear divide between what's governmental and what's private sector. But we got to create those safe spaces where you bring actors from both sectors, as well as actors from the Hill, actors from local communities, and say, look, these are the issues we're facing. How do we collectively, as a roundtable, solve them together?